Hello, you purple people. You're listening to the Purple Chair podcast, and my name is Laura Labuda.
And I'm Whitney Morgan.
And the Purple Chair is the most unique little salon located in West Columbia, South Carolina, inside of a metaphysical shop. And we're just not your average salon. Yeah, no. We like to think of it as hair healing, but like healing from the inside out. In this podcast, we're going to take the conversation from the chair beyond the chair with all things witchy, woo, and wonderful.
What are we talking about today, Laura?
Oh, welcome to episode 2. Woo! Today, we are going to immerse ourselves in Imbolc. Yes, we're following the Wheel of the Year, and we're going to talk about Brigid's Light, and it's Groundhog Day today.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about the wisdom of the High Priestess Card and embrace the change and the return of light. Yeah. So, it's Groundhog Day.
Yes. So I heard
February 2nd. Two. Did you see it? Did you see it? So are we 6 more weeks of winter or are we in early spring?
I think we're supposed to get an early spring. So I've heard tell.
Yeah.
That's what they tell me anyway.
So I think Groundhog Day is really fascinating. Do you ever, okay, like this might age me now.
Okay.
Because the movie Groundhog Day.
I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Where it's like everything starts over and over again. So I was, because Punxsutawney Phil is from Pennsylvania, right? And I always thought it was really fascinating that like here everyone in the whole country is watching this groundhog in Pennsylvania. But like, does it literally just apply to this one little spot?
And just that one little groundhog
in that area? Like, or is it like, right? Because
I never really thought about it like that.
I didn't really think about it so much until we moved to South Carolina. And then
so we're in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And then there's a groundhog for South Carolina too, but he doesn't get the publicity that
he's not as cool. His marketing team isn't at his channel.
I think his name. I forget his name.
I couldn't tell you his
name. Anywho, oh, that's funny. Anywho, we're gonna talk about two
groundhogs.
February 2nd. Yeah. Episode 2, and I was like, oh, the High Priestess card is the number 2 card.
Yes,
in the tarot.
Yeah, I actually pulled that card this morning, which is crazy. Small world.
Yeah, tell me about it.
When I pulled it this morning in the context of what it was just kind of to trust my intuition and stop trying to like make everything logical and conscious and just kind of go with my gut.
Oh yeah, we talk about the muggle brain and
I definitely have fights all the time with my muggle brain and my magic brain. My muggle brain always has an opinion, and it's rarely the same as the one my magic brain has. And sometimes I just like have a really hard time like just releasing that, I guess, control, that like hold on the reins. My body's like, no, I'm driving this car. And sometimes I don't need to be driving the car. Sometimes I need to just
take a back seat.
Right. Yeah. Let the car drive itself.
Yeah. It's hard for me to bridge the gap between the two, because you're like, but this is the logic part of like, but then there's so many magical, mystical things. Right. It's like, how do you just overlook that? I don't know.
And then I'll really get into it with like astrology and my muggle and magic brain, because it's like, yes, science. These are the stars. This is what they do. And also, all these things happen because of the stars and what they do, right? So, like, do we really have the control? We don't.
We don't.
In walks existential crisis. Literally. Just as the Grim Reaper, honestly.
Yeah. Oh. So the High Priestess, I love the light seer. I always want light seer. I always want to say light seeker. It's such a beautiful deck, and I love the artwork in it. And the High Priestess card here is a woman with her eyes closed, but like cast on top of her eyes being closed. You can see her eyes behind it. So it's like the hidden versus seen. And it's just a really beautiful.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous card.
And what I really love about the little book here is that it has this little like blurb at the end. And it says, I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth, I will find them. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Literally.
Right?
And if I have the answers, why don't I know them already?
Seriously. Which is really fascinating because that brings us right into Imbolc and Saint Brigid and the goddess Brigid. And it's like, while I was getting ready for this episode, I'm like, I don't even know where I want to start because there's so many really cool things that, like, I don't know. Just, and it's just so cool to me. Like, out of all of the other holidays and on the Catholic calendar and on the Wheel of the Year and the pagan calendar, this is the one that hit me where I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many more similarities than differences. So, this is something you celebrate?
I've never heard this.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, for sure.
Inform me.
Okay, so I'll start with where I started, right?
Okay.
So I grew up Catholic, and yesterday, it's all kind of very, like, mixed up, and I think it's today the 2nd is Candlemas.
Okay.
So it marks the calendar at the end of, technically today is the end of Christmas.
Okay.
Which is also like the start of spring. Right? So, like, we moved, and Imbolc is a Celtic holiday, which is the same, with the same vibe, basically. And this is the holiday that falls halfway in between Yule and Ostara.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a cross-quarter day.
That's cool.
Yeah. And this time of year, we start to have more light come back. So our days are getting longer. And then, like, spring is all about fertility and, like, that, like, rebirth. So this is, like, the first seeds of, like, regrowing, right? So this is, like, kind of the start of it, which I think is really fast.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's, like, all intertwined, right? And yesterday, this is crazy to me. So I have a customer who is like, if I could pluck somebody out and was like, you have the look of Goddess Brigid. Like, it's her. She's got this fiery red hair, and she just is like this energetic being, right? And we always talk about, like, haha, you're like the Goddess Brigid, right?
Right.
And then she, it's funny that she was telling me yesterday that she pulled a card out of a deck, and she was like, it was like Brigid. Yeah,
that's wild.
And so yesterday we redid her hair, and I like to make this, like, really beautiful, like, do you remember when Cowboy Copper was really popular?
Yes.
So we didn't quite nail it last time, but this time it was, like, spot on. And I said to her when she was leaving, I was like, oh my God, if you were Brigid before you are now.
You're right.
And I forgot that yesterday was St. Brigid's Day.
That is
great. I happened to text her.
You nailed it for a reason.
Yeah. So Brigid is one of my favorite goddesses, and she is the goddess. She's a member. I have this saved here that I want to share with you. She is the goddess of pre-Christian Ireland. Do you have any Irish history?
I do. Most of my mom's side of the family is either Irish or, like, English.
Okay, so super cool. So Brigid, she's Irish, and she's a member of the Tuatha De Danann, which is, like, this collection of gods and goddesses and magical beings in Ireland. And if I get it wrong, correct me, please.
Right.
Because I love to think about this stuff. I'm so not an expert on it.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just, like, noticing that the things align in a really crazy way.
As long as you're nice about it.
Yes. She is depicted as this, like, do you know who Brigid? Have you seen pictures of her?
I don't think so.
She's this really, like,
imagining it in my head, I'm seeing, like, curly red, big fiery hair, like almost like green emerald
things. Yes, exactly. That's
dress.
Yes, spot on. Well, so she is the goddess also, like, of fertility, poetry, crafts, and the goddess of Ireland, right?
I love it.
So also, like, thinking fertility, right? So here comes spring. Here's the, like,
first like beginning to planting seeds.
Yep. And then Saint Brigid's Day was yesterday, which honors the Saint Brigid, who is the patron saint of poets, midwives, newborns, and blacksmiths.
Is it same?
Yes. Because if you think about newborns, you have
Right.
fertility linked into that, right? And so the reason that St. Brigid's Day is yesterday, which was the February 1st, is it's the supposed day of her death.
Okay.
In 524. Right. James. And she's also the patron saint of Ireland.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm going with it?
I see exactly where you're going with it. They're the same. They're the same.
Isn't that wild?
That is pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
I love finding little things like that, though.
It's like the chicken or the egg.
Mm-hmm. Literally. And then, like, you really start thinking about it, and you're like, well, are we not all just doing different versions of the same thing? Yeah.
Does that hurt your brain a little bit to think about it?
The thing is, it doesn't hurt my brain that much because it makes perfect sense to me. Like, of course, that's something that a church is trying to get as many people, like, because, like, in context of, like, time periods, the beginning of the church, if they're trying to get as many people to join this church as possible, it makes sense that they would use people, like, bits and pieces of other religions to be like, oh, well, we do that too. We have Brigid too. She's just a little bit different, but it's the same. You know what I mean? But different. And then, like, as the years go on, the differences get bigger and the similarities get ignored, and suddenly it's me versus you, and it's like, really, we're quite literally all of us together.
It's like it goes like this, where it's the same but different, and then it gets different, and but then it all, like, here today in 2024, we're like, but it's the same.
But it's the same. It all kind of circles back.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. This was one of my favorite. When I was going to church, this is one of my favorite masses to go to, and it's just the way that your candles are blessed today, and, like, a lot of it starts with, like, the quiet and no lights, and it's just really beautiful.
Yeah.
I love my reverence for all of it, and there's room for my table for everybody. So,
right.
I just thought it was really fascinating having, like, that connection there.
Yeah.
And so Imbolc is really the celebration of Brigid, right? So, like, today is Imbolc. Yesterday was St. Brigid's Day. Like, and yes, in today's Candlemas, and, like, it's all like,
it's like, come on now, y'all. We're all playing the same game.
Yeah. So, Imbolc is a celebration that took form as a festival to honor the pagan goddess Brigid, which, I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
It'll really make you think, that's for sure. Yeah.
All right. So, if you dig what we're talking about in this episode, I want you to like, follow, subscribe, all the things, you know.
Yeah.
And because you don't want you to miss out on all the cool stuff that's happening around here. And I'm working on some upcoming episodes, which I'm really excited about. And if you have anything witchy, woo, and wonderful that you would like to hear us talk about, let me know in the comments or shoot me a message. Yeah. And we will cover it. Yeah. So, did you see that video where I cut my hair?
I did. And we talked about it before he made the video about it. And I don't think it looks as bad as you're saying that it does. I think it looks fine. I never would have even thought about the fact that you were like, oh, I'm sick and I'm cutting my bangs. Like, I never would have. I'd just been like, oh yeah, Laura trimmed her bangs. They're a little shorter this time.
Have you ever cut your own hair?
Yeah. I have. It was probably a couple of months into COVID, and I had been getting, like, regular balayages, highlights in my hair, and I literally was just like, what if I got bangs? And I texted my hairdresser, and she was like, absolutely under no circumstances are you to cut yourself bangs. And I was like, but what if I, like, just did it anyway? And she was like, Whitney Morgan, I swear, we've known each other since middle school. So, like, she knew me forever. This is my hairdresser in Charlotte. She was like, do not do that. And then my best friend was sitting right next to me on the couch, and she's like, let's do it. And we literally, like, the straight across, like, I did a full bang. I pulled all this out. And, like, I did it right. They looked good, but it definitely could have gone really, really poor. I was also that kid that would cut my hair when I was little, Like, I couldn't walk around with like pigtails or braids or anything because I was that kid that would just. I cut like one little ponytail off when I was like 4, and after that, my mom was like, "Okay."
It feels good to cut your own hair, doesn't it?
It's just something releasing about it.
Yeah.
It's like there really is something like
you have the power to do it.
Yeah.
I'll have people come in here, and if they're making a big chop, I'll ponytail it off and be like, here's the scissors, cut it. I'll show you where to cut it.
Right.
And I will make sure it doesn't look like a crazy person when you leave. But like, there's something powerful about taking that to yourself.
Yeah.
And then when I wasn't feeling good, I was like, I'm just going to cut a little bit. Because it wasn't going up in my ponytail right.
Right.
I'm just not feeling it anyway. Yeah. I know I'm not alone in the hair cutting.
No. Everyone's cut their hair in their bathroom at least once.
And it's always bangs.
Right. I think it's like a rite of passage.
So back when I was in college, my best friend went to hair school. We were talking about this the other day because I posted the video and she sent me a message and she said it reminded her of this. And she had just, so like when you get your kit in hair school, they take away your scissors.
That
for a freaking reason.
I was going to say that seems like a valid thing.
You turn your scissors in and then you learn the things and then you get them back.
And they say, here, congratulations.
So she just got them back. That doesn't mean you know what you're doing.
No.
Okay. So I was like, I want those little Betty Page bangs. I do not have a face to support bangs, like at all. I mean, this looks kind of okay, but like my forehead is not very big. I like,
right.
iPad. I'm like, I have 3 fingers. So like if I cut my bangs, they're like tiny little baby bangs. Oh my God. And so, you learn that your bangs come from the apex of your head, which is like the highest point on your head, and then the corner of your eye. So all of that is your fringe area. That's the cool hair. Yeah. Right. So we took all of that hair, brushed it forward, and chopped it off. Oh no. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. I know that we're recording this on my phone. I want to show you the picture. Let me see if I can find it really fast. So the picture, I have one picture evidence of it. This will also date me. Oh, please let me find it really fast.
I also feel like those kind of bangs can look really good or really bad. Like even if they are done correctly.
Whale. It's not very substantial. I found it. Okay, thankfully, right?
Oh no, I see.
I was able to fix.
Right.
What I can't see is that like half of the hair is pulled back and I'm like stuck in it. Yeah. Do you know who that is? I don't think so. Dating myself again. Flavor Flav.
I love that.
So the only
I am insane. I'd probably go his music, but
the only evidence that I have of my bangs is a picture with me. Like
that's iconic. Truly iconic.
Yeah. No.
You did do that.
I did it.
And so, like, I had the college roommate that, like, shaved her eyebrows and would draw them on every day. And she had, like, the tiny little bangs. But that was, like, the look she was going for.
I always wanted that look, but
there's no way I'd be able to pull that off.
It's all right. No way. Not me. It is not me. I wanted it. Just not work for me.
There ain't no way.
So big changes in my hair. You've got big changes coming up for you.
Got big changes coming up. I'm moving to Charlotte.
I will be flying solo on this podcast for a while, and Whitney will be an occasional guest. We're still going to cruise with the cool things that we planned.
Yeah.
But you are headed to Charlotte to do big things.
Yes. I'm trying to get my photography stuff going. We'll see. I'm crossing my fingers and my toes and my legs, and then
a big adventure.
Adventuring. Yeah. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. If nothing else, it'll be really good for me to be back with like all of my friends in one city again. All the girlies getting back together again.
Yeah. Bringing that. It's like a big 2 energy.
Yeah. I was telling someone the other day, it literally might have been you, I don't know. I feel like I need to be around like an excess of people right now. Like, I don't know. Something about like my soul is like me need so many people that it's like driving you insane. Like, I want to be like, no, go away.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see what the future holds for us here in this podcast, and then like your photography career. So tell, like, what do you love to do in photography? Tell me about what your goals are.
I really think my favorite photography to do would either be wedding photography. That's just because I love love. I love seeing two people who love each other. Literally. I just love seeing people who, I think love is like one of the best things on the planet. Like getting to see people on their happiest day, celebrating each other, and like their whole families there celebrating them. Oh, I just love it so much. I also really like doing like band photography, live events type of stuff. I love music. I love a band. Sign me up. Taylor Swift, if you're listening, I'm ready. You just let me know and I'll be there with my camera.
Could you imagine? Shoot, Taylor's
girl. I've been really, my manifestations are shooting for the jewelry, like for the stars and beyond. I'm like,
your wedding,
right? And see, I don't even think I want to do that. I think that just thinking about that gave me like heart palpitations. I think that's too stressful. But like a concert, signed
Taylor Swift's wow. Come on, you think?
Like,
are they getting married?
I think they might get married. I think they're cute. I think they're adorable. I really think that the reason why I love them so much is because all of the Chads and Bats and Broads hate her so much. And it's like, for what, baby? What did she do to you?
What is a goddess? She's a present day goddess.
Literally. Like that woman, you listen to her song lyrics and I'm just like, wow, she literally gets it. She gets it. She's amazing. But I think they will get married. I think they're adorable. I think that all them NFL boys should leave Taylor alone. She ain't doing nothing. She's supporting her boyfriend. Y'all are the one thinking.
My favorite meme is the one where they're like, or that I saw going around right now that was like, something about Taylor Swift. Congratulations on making it to the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh, yes. Her rookie year, and she's already made it to the Super Bowl. I think Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey said something about that on their podcast. I'm pretty sure Jason's the one who brought it.
I think it's great. I think it's so great.
I think it's hilarious. And I just, like I said, I love love. Watching love unfold on national television. It's like watching, like, I think Batman was written by a woman. I joke all the time that, like, men in romance novels don't exist because they're men written by women. Like, men written by women don't exist. But that man is a man written by a woman. I'm, like, watching a Taylor Swift fan fiction unfold on national television every time I turn it on. It's so fun. It's like The Bachelor.
So how are you carrying, switching gears, right? Back to you moving to Charlotte. And then we talked about our word of the year, mindfulness.
Yeah.
Like, how is that unfolding for you right now?
I am just trying really hard to make sure that every decision that I make is a decision that I'm making for myself. And that I'm not making any decisions.
That's a very Taylor Swift
on behalf of other people. Yeah, it's just like, it's very much time for me to choose me. I've done a lot of choosing other people for a while now. And it's time for me to choose myself. So I'm just going to keep doing that. And I keep my thoughts in mind and my emotions in mind. And I just keep, anytime I start getting like overwhelmed and I'm like getting really worked up, I try and keep in mind like that little like 4, 5, 6-year-old Whitney, just like hanging out, playing Barbies. Like everything I do is for her. Every decision I make is one that I'd want her to be proud of me for making. I love that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. I think it's really going to be good.
Oh my God, there's Brigid.
That is Brigid.
So this is the Because I Love Myself deck by Lucy Cavendish. It's the Healing Messages of Love from Your Soul to Yourself. I have been thinking about which card deck we should use to pull to end today. And this is the one that we need.
Yeah.
I shaked it like they're shaking around there, but they're not.
I just touched the mic. I'm sorry if that went.
It's okay. So,
let's see. Inner conversations. I speak to myself in loving ways about my own self. I hold myself in the embrace of compassion as the Divine Mother would hold her child. I am kind to myself. Doing everything for that little Whitney. I love it so much. I just want to hug you. I know.
So where can people find you and follow your adventure?
Yeah, so you can find me on my website, W Morgan Creative. My Instagram is Morgan Mill Photography, and my personal Instagram is Whitney_McFinnigan. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you for having me. It's kind of sad. This is our last one, but there was no
For right now. Yeah.
for the time being.
Yes. So if you want to follow me, I'm the .healing hairstylist all over the socials. And then my website is thepurplechairsalon.com. And we want to wish you all the best of luck on your new adventures in photography and traveling, and
It's gonna be good.
and you will do Taylor Swift's wedding.
Yeah, maybe. If she can get me.
Thank you guys and have a wonderful day.
Bye.